video today. We got a secret boob job by stepdad kills. Yeah, you're reading that right. That's crazy, y'all.
Absolutely shocking story out of Mexico. A 14-year-old girl is dead just days after her plastic surgery.
That's crazy.
Stepfather allegedly performed multiple surgeries on her, and her father reportedly
Multiple surgeries?
saw the scars during funeral services. So now he's demanding an investigation into the doctor for allegedly doing the surgery and his ex-wife for allowing it. And
the ex-wife allowed it and locked them both up.
Wants to know if the ill-advised surgeries contributed to his daughter's death. Welcome to Sidebar.
What do you think?
Presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Webb.
14, bro. She's 14.
Hey everybody, this is a Law and Crime legal alert. There are allegations of a situation to take a short firestorm across the world. And I will tell you, it is an unthinkable situation. A young teenager is dead.
That's fucked up.
And plastic surgery may have been a contributing factor. This is a rapidly developing story out of Durango, Mexico, and we want to talk about the very latest that is coming from this based on reporting from various Latin American outlets. So, on September 20th, Carlos Arellano received devastating news that his daughter, Paloma Nicole Arellano Escobedo, was dead. But it is the circumstances around her death that are maybe murky at best, and it was a
she was 4.
discovery that was made at the funeral home that has turned this entire story, this entire case on its head. According to MVS Noticias, Carlos posted on social media that he'd been told about a week earlier, on September 12th, that Paloma Nicole was going on a trip to the mountains with her mother, his ex-wife, Paloma Jasmine. But then, according to reporting from Publimetro, he gets a call from her on September 15th claiming that Paloma Nicole had been diagnosed with COVID-19 and was in the hospital. Although it's unclear if she was in an actual hospital or a private clinic of some kind. The reporting is kind of mixed on that. But Carlos and some family members of his side of the family, they rushed to the hospital where Paloma Nicole had been put into an induced coma, was intubated. This is according to Publimetro. And the outlet reports that when she died on September 20th, her mother and her mother's new partner, they were the ones who took care of the arrangements.
Nah, they worked together and they both did it. Oh my God.
Whisking her away to a funeral home. Okay, that's the allegation. Now, in fact, according to reporting from El Siglo de Durango.
There's the Facebook, y'all. Go to their Facebook. Dr. Victor, there's their Facebook. What the? That gets me so mad.
The local prosecutors said that 911 got a call about the death of a minor, so they went to investigate, but the body had already been taken away. Now, according to Carlos, the cause of death for his daughter was listed as an illness, so allegedly some sort of respiratory disease, possibly related to COVID-19. And while the death certificate reportedly mentioned a cerebral edema, hypoxic encephalopathy, and bradycardia,
they were trying to hide the real reason why she died. That's crazy. And your own daughter at that.
El Siglo de Durango reports that both parents agreed with the death certificate at the time, but that soon changed. When Carlos arrives at the funeral home, he discovers this awful secret, that his daughter appeared to have had major surgery. The Arizona Republic News.
That's crazy. His dad didn't even know.
Outlet here in the United States included a statement reportedly from Carlos via the prosecutor's office in Durango, and that statement says, quote, "At the funeral, some relatives told me her breasts were larger than what she had before, and when I mentioned it to her mother, she told me it wasn't true, that she didn't know anything. That night, I asked her mother to leave the room so I could talk to the girl to say my goodbyes. For some reason, she didn't want to. I managed to convince her and her entire family to leave, and they did. My sister, my sister-in-law, my mother, and I stayed inside. They examined my daughter, and sure enough, she had breast implants. We have photographs of the implants and the scars. But in an interview with a popular content creator named Jorge Octavio Arroyo Martinez, who uses the moniker Mr. Doctor online, Carlos apparently revealed even more shocking information, that not only had his 14-year-old daughter been given breast implants, but apparently she had undergone liposuction.
What?
a Brazilian butt lift, also known as a BBL. So according
She got a fort. Nah.
Carlos, the surgeries were a, quote, gift for this teen in advance of her 15th birthday. And they were allegedly performed
Yo, that's fucking sick. Nah.
by Dr. Victor Manuel
Nah, they need to go to jail. Mom and dad do need to go to jail. That's
Rosales
crazy.
Galindo, Paloma Nicole's
Can't go to
stepfather.
prison.
But Carlos says he never consented to these procedures and he never would have. According to his
Well,
Facebook
who would have? That's a little girl.
page, Galindo, and also works out of La Hospital de Paz in Durango. He's posted photos of himself
Durango.
performing all kinds of plastic surgeries, and he's also posted photos of
Well,
his
that's his last surgery
wife
ever. I
and
hope,
stepdaughter,
'cause he
Paloma
needs to go to jail.
Nicole, calling them his princesses. He was reportedly
Mom
a
and
member in
stepdad need
good
to go to
standing
jail.
of the Mexican Council of Plastic,
I didn't
Aesthetic,
see that.
and Reconstructive Surgery. Now, I will tell you, he has since been suspended, according to TMZ.
Good. I'm glad he's suspended.
MSV Noticias reports that Galindo allowed his wife, Paloma Jasmine, to work
Yo, why does he look like Market Player? What the fuck?
alongside him during medical procedures.
Hold on, what the hell? Dude looks just like Market Player. I kid you not. Is that Market Player's dad or something? What the fuck? Nah, they look just alike. Alright.
Surgeries, despite, by the way, her not having studied
not Market
medicine.
Player, though.
And when
It's not related,
Carlos
no.
discovered scars on his teen daughter's body, he immediately raised alarms. He went to the prosecutor's office demanding an investigation. Now, Paloma Nicole's body was taken for an autopsy, and the results are still pending. They're expected to be released soon. Geraldo de Mexico reports that Carlos told Mr. Doctor that his ex-wife insisted she did nothing to Paloma Nicole and maintained that the girl died from a severe case of coronavirus. As of now, the
The
local
fact that the mom's lying.
Durango prosecutor, Sonia Yadira de la Garza Fragosa, has said that both Galindo and Paloma Nicole's mother are under investigation. In a statement that was translated from Spanish, Fragoso said, "We are investigating a probable lack of care on the part of the mother, a criminal offense contemplated in our code, placing a minor who was under her care and custody in risky situations. We are also reviewing whether there was malpractice in the surgery performed on the teenager. There could be a crime of negligent homicide and probably medical professional liability."
Yikes.
Right, so to talk about these apparent allegations of malpractice, to talk about what might have happened
R.I.P.
to this young girl, what are the possibilities as this investigation is unfolding? I want to welcome back Coroner Dr. Nada Rutherford. Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time. This is a shocking story to me. First of all, when you hear something about this and you're thinking, is it possible that there could have been complications that contributed to the death of this young girl from plastic surgery, what should we be thinking of?
Need to run Windows on your Mac? Parallels Desktop.
Absolutely. We have a celebrity example of someone who died while undergoing plastic surgery procedures. Kanye West's mom died as a result of complications from receiving plastic surgery. So what makes someone think that a 14-year-old girl who's still
For real.
developing would not possibly have complications? So you have possible breast augmentation, possible butt implants. From all of the stuff I've been seeing online, there seem to have been multiple surgeries that could have possibly taken place for this 14-year-old girl. And seeing a death certificate that says cerebral edema, well, I have lots of questions as an investigator, as a nurse practitioner, as a coroner, as a healthcare provider. There are so many things wrong with this case.
What does that mean? When the death certificate says cerebral edema, bradycardia, hypoxic encephalopathy, what are those? And does that mean they're contributed in any way? Could those be contributed in any way by complications with plastic surgery?
Well, one, you have to take a look at what this hypoxia is. So hypoxia is a lack of oxygen flowing through the bloodstream. And so you have a decreased level of oxygen, which when your brain has a decreased level of oxygen, it's going to try to do everything that it can do in the body to try to get oxygen there. But that overworking of the brain in the simplest form possible is going to cause that brain to swell. Also, when you have plastic surgery, there are certain rules that apply about the the balance that you must have. So if this young girl at 14 years old, body still developing, is receiving any sort of IV fluids throughout this procedure, and either an overabundance or not enough, that salt level, that sodium level in her brain can cause that brain to swell. So we see this in patients who are dehydrated, but we also see it in patients who are overhydrated. So what were they doing during this procedure that could have caused her sodium balance to be off, to cause something like cerebral edema?
Alright, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and keep drinking milk. Alright, peace to that little girl.
Bye, have a great time.